What can I say? What can I say? I appreciate y'all guys for coming in.
DJ York Production.
You are in the mix with DHall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay. He is the number one, undisputed, top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the people show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is DHall.
DJ York Production.
Hello to everybody. Wow, good to see y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. It's another Thursday. Yeah, we do 2 Thursdays out the month from time to time. Glad to see y'all. Thank y'all for coming on today. Good to be here. I am your host, DHall, the DHall People Show. Yeah. So share the video one time. Y'all share the video for me one time if you would, please. Before we go any further, this is an online program. This is the work of talk and discussion. It's an online talk show. Adult audience, excuse me. It educates adult audiences. Parental advisory is advised. Some things may not be sensitive for children. So if you would, we may say some things, be out of the way a little bit. So, what your kids. Good to have y'all here today. Wow. It's a blessing to be here. And I want to thank my Heavenly Father for letting me be able to come on to you. Y'all share the video one time. Look, it's October, Domestic Violence Month, and we got a young lady that's going to talk to me today. A little bit about that. T-Bone, good to see you. Thank you for coming in, my man. Thank you for stopping by. Y'all share the video one time, if you would. Let's get started. It's Thursday night. Hey, we're going to rock and roll for the next 30 minutes with my girl. All right, y'all. Let's bring her in. Let's get her in here. Hello.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here right now on the best show. DHall People Show. Where else could you be?
Exactly.
Good to have you here. But before we get everything cranking in here for the next 30 to 40 minutes, I want you to tell the people who you are and where you're from.
Well, I'm actually from the home of San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Alamo. I am a domestic violence advocate, a motivational speaker. I'm also a meditational coach, a podcaster, and an award-winning published author.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, that's a lot right there. We're going to cover a lot of it. So, but yeah, that's a lot right there. And it's good to have you on, podcaster. You know what we do? We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to get into it a little bit, but it's all about the month of October. Yeah. What is the month of October? Domestic violence. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to get into that. And I want y'all to share the video because it's not about sports tonight. It's about what's happening inside the homes and what has happened and why we're going to try to understand what's really going on. And as I just said, it's domestic violence month. Let's talk about it a little bit because we want to get right to it. We ain't gonna hold nothing back. We're gonna get right to it. In your definition, what is your definition of domestic violence?
Well, domestic violence is something in harmful way of not just a family member, but also, when your relationship is causing any sort of harm, whether it's mentally, emotionally, verbally, or either physically.
That's a very, very good description of it, definition of it, of what it is. And we want to talk about this because it needs to be talked about, and you as yourself, and we're gonna get into what happened to you here right now as we talk. Uh, you're a survivor of it, uh,
Yes, I am.
and how did you? How did you survive? I mean, how did you make it through? We're going to get into some more questions, but how did you make it through?
Personally, in my opinion, it was nobody but my Heavenly Father that helped me through everything, that allowed certain positions to be there in order to gain tools and skills, to fight through it and to escape, but also to go through the process of healing. Because only because you're away from your abuser and you're in different states or home, that doesn't mean that it's over for the victim at all. It's a
Mm.
process that they got to go through mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, process, because it's always there in the mind, which is the mental stage
Mhm.
of what's going on. It's always there, and some people don't never ever get over it.
Mm-mm.
And I don't think you actually do.
Mm-mm.
Look, what was the signs of that beforehand? Can you see the signs of that? Uh,
Being that I came up in the midst of exposure to the domestic violence as a child, I didn't really know what red flags were.
mhm.
I really didn't know what true love was. And all I knew is, the fact that my dad was beating my mom down like a man right before my face. It wasn't go to
Wow.
your room. It wasn't, where we was at school. It was right before my face itself. So being that I was exposed to it, I did not know the red flags. All I knew is that I wanted to be loved.
Mm.
And seeking for that love, I ended up repeating that cycle as well.
Wow. Wow. I was going right here to a T-Bone, Tyrone Dickinson. He says things we need to talk about more and shine more light on the situation.
Yes.
Perfectly said there. You said that you wanted to be loved.
Mhm.
Did you think that that was love at that time? Did you think that?
Me personally, as a child, I didn't know what love was.
Right.
I was confused,
Hmm.
because you have to see, I also had a grandmother that had to rescue me in so many sense, you know, because it wasn't just a domestic violence towards my mother, but the anger in him in questioning whether I was his child or not.
Mm, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. You y- as time you got married, correct? Am I correct? You got
Yes.
married. Okay.
Yes, I did. I
And
was married.
well, you was married. Maybe let me take that back.
Yes.
So that means you're single.
Yes.
Uh, okay. Uh, what did it take for you to actually get away from all that? You know.
I could say, surprisingly, I started off in my marriage with my ex-husband because I
Mm,
was in two domestic violence situations,
mm,
which was I have two baby fathers. So with my ex-husband, it was mentally, it was verbally, it was emotionally. I can recall probably once he put his hands on me
mm,
and left bruises,
mm.
but it just got to the point to where I had enough and I had to find a way to get away from him because it wasn't easy at all.
It was. Yeah, yeah. Well, when you tried to get away from him,
Mhm.
uh, what was going through your mind when you tried to do that? Did you know which way to go, which way to turn, where to go, and how to do it?
Well, being that I didn't have the example there, I didn't have the support there because at this time there's a lot of people that did not know that I was going through it.
Hmm.
It was very hush hush. I wouldn't speak about it. I was embarrassed. I felt like nobody would understand. So, getting away, it's like I thought about my children.
Hmm.
And at one point I was like, well, they're gonna need their father.
Right.
But then it came to the point to where what kind of example as a mother am I setting forth before them in relationship to be miserable and to
Mhm.
tolerate this by
Mhm.
allowing them to still be in the midst of being
Yeah.
witnesses to this.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, and you said something about the kids.
Mhm.
Uh, did they notice a change in you and your behavior during the abuse, or did they notice anything about you that was different at all?
With my marriage, no,
Okay.
because I still showed the same energy towards my kids.
Okay.
At the time, I just had my 3-year-old daughter. She was 3 year old at the time. She's 25 now,
Right.
and I had my 7-year-old son,
Yeah. Okay.
which was my encouragement. Mom, just leave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to say hello to Kevin Oliver
Hello.
out of Denver, Colorado. Kevin, I guess still got you on the radar. Thank you for stopping in, my man. Um, eh, Kevin's a great guy, great guy. As you how should I put it moved on, what did it take? How did you get away? How did you get away? What did it take for you to get away? How did you get away?
I had to actually wait because he was ex-military,
Okay.
and he was actually going on Lackland Air Force Base. So I waited till he was away, and I
Hmm.
called my mother, and I was like, "Come get my daughter and come get my things."
Okay. Okay.
You
Okay.
know, she was asking questions. It wasn't time for questions. It was
Right.
just, "Come get my daughter and come get my
Get that.
things."
Yeah.
My son was in school,
Yeah.
so when she did that, and I left, then that's when things really got really bad.
Really bad. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I want to say some hello to some people. Kevin says his mother got killed by his stepdad. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Um, Dan
As I say,
Hewitt
a lot of
wanted.
people don't know, realize how serious this is. No matter how you hit a person, you don't never know what you're hitting in order to cause death upon them or make them fall back to hit against something to cause death. This is
Mm,
something that's been on the back burner for generations,
mm, yeah.
and
Yeah.
nobody took it lightly. It was even in the policemen's eyes. I didn't like the policemen because they didn't take it serious. They would
Mm.
sit back, smoking a cigarette, making bets. Though she's gonna go back.
Well, you know what? You said something about the policemen.
Mhm.
Uh, i- do they? I mean, why don't they believe all this is going on? Do they do? They don't. It's like they don't really. It's like when you call them out, they don't believe what you're saying. Sometimes they don't believe what you're saying. Did that happen with you? Did that?
It wasn't so much they didn't believe what I said. To them, it was a joke because the women that's victims, they have a cycle of going back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
the thing is that, as I stood in the courtroom and said, stop victimizing the victims and
Hmm.
start holding accountability to the abusers,
Hmm.
because there's a lot of reasons why she goes back. It's, the one key factor of everything is fear,
Hmm. Hmm.
financial, the
Right.
children, he could threaten to do something to the children,
Oh yeah.
to where she won't go back. It's a lot of reasons why she won't go back.
Right. Right. Well, did he ever threaten you that way? Where he was going to do something to harm you, and I mean, what, to the kids or anything like that?
Well, both of them pulled the gun on me.
Oh wow, jeez,
Yeah.
jeez. When he pulled the gun, it doesn't matter which one of the guys it was. What was your reaction right there? What was you thinking?
Well, with my ex-husband, when he followed me to the park and he had the gun in hand, I was at the point of exhaustion.
Mm,
And when I say exhaustion, is because the police station, the advocacy had me hiding out in hotels. He always would find me. They was
mm,
waking up at 3, 5 o'clock in the morning. Hurry up, get the kids. We got to go. He didn't found you,
mm,
And I was just at the point to where my mom at the time was begging me not to come out. I said, I'm tired. I
right.
said, God did not put me on this earth to live like this.
To run, yeah,
So I say, I asked my cousin to watch my kids. I
yeah,
needed time to myself, not realizing my surrounding.
right.
So when I was sitting at the park bench, I didn't really hear a vehicle driving up or driving by or
Hmm.
anybody walking.
Hmm.
All I felt was when he sat beside me.
Mm,
And when I looked, he was drenched in sweat and he had the gun.
Jesus.
And he gave me two options. He says, I have a letter in my mother's truck, which he was driving with his mother's truck.
Mm,
And he says, one letter for the kids, one for your mother, and one for mine. He said, either you could come back and we be a family and we cut everybody out of our life, or either I take this gun and I pull the trigger.
wow.
At this point of exhaustion, I looked and I said, you know what? If you pull that trigger, not
Hmm.
only are you taking the mother away from the children,
Right. That's right.
I said, you won't have me that way. I said, but my mom is going to have so much anger towards you to where she's not going to bear me with you. So you won't have me that way either. So do what you got to do.
Do what you
And
gotta
at this point, I did not have any emotion. I wasn't thinking. I got up and I told him, if you're not going to pull the trigger, I'm walking on and I'm taking my children. I'm doing what I have to do.
Wow.
And I walked off and he was in shock.
Yeah.
Of course, my mom fussed at me because she said, you just don't know what, but you want, when you at a point of exhaustion and you're numb, it's like,
It's
you're
do
not
what
thinking.
you just do what you got to do.
Hmm.
Exactly. I can I can't say I understand, but I know what you're saying. I want to say hello to Jackie Bowers out of New Jersey. Thank you for coming in and stopping by. Oh, let me do what I normally do. Sometimes I'm forgetful of things. Uh, Teresa Robertson, hello to you. Thank you for coming.
That's my co-host of my show. Hi, baby.
Says he's sending support and love. I remember that face. Um, you made it through that
Mhm.
one. You
Yes.
made it through that through the Heavenly Father up above.
Yes.
When you got up at that moment, uh, what was his reaction?
I guess he was shocked.
Oh,
For as
okay.
I was told by his sister that he went home and he cried to his mother.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. So that was which one was that, the first husband?
That was only been married once. Just
Oh,
once.
okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good. That was
Oops.
my ex-husband. But
Okay.
then
Okay.
I got out
Uh,
of that one and I ended up in another relationship, which is my youngest one's dad.
okay.
And that's where the mental, the emotional, the verbal, and the physical came in.
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So these people are, it's like, how could I say it? These guys are like disguised.
Yeah,
It-
I would have never thought. I would
yeah.
the facade they put on is like if you really don't know the red flags, if you're not, experiencing identifying things as I am now, you know, yeah, they can get you.
Wow. Wow. T-Bone says we are talking about control evil spirits that operates off of fear. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true there. Um, the other guy, he had several issues there, and what you just pointed out.
Hmm.
He was abusive and uh, verbally abusive, physical abusive, and I
Hmm.
think there's one more you said.
Yeah,
Um,
it was emotional and mental.
Emotional. Yeah, yeah. Um, how how in the world did you make it through that one? How did I mean what?
I
How
can't
did you?
express enough that I'm a firm believer in God,
Yeah.
and I end up finding the battered women in children's shelter.
Okay.
And I had to practically say I was going to a doctor's appointment, or to see my mom in order to go have these counseling sessions, which were
Mm,
free to the victims
mm,
of abuse, and
mm,
order to get the counseling that I needed.
mm. I want to ask this: when he, how would this go about when you was physically abused? I mean that's putting hands on somebody. I'm correct on that.
Fists, feet.
Wow.
Yeah. I had busted lips. I had black eyes. I had
Jeez.
fractured ribs.
Oh
Went in
my
the
God.
hospital, knots inside my head. That's why the ones that see my book, the first book, they
Yeah.
always say, you wear your hair this way.
Right.
And that's to remind me to never go back, the promise to myself and my children.
Never
Because
go
when I
back.
would go to work, I would have black eyes. So I would use my hair to cover over
Oh.
my eye.
Oh, you are.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow. Since you've been through this with these evil people,
Hmm.
uh, what are your thoughts about a man approaching you now? I mean, in a
I
way.
can I can see the signs now. So
Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Good. Good.
yeah, I
So.
had to learn how to, more or less, allow God to be more in my life, have a relationship with Him, but also to actually love myself,
Right.
learn how to forgive my abusers,
Right.
and learn how to be more observant other people I come in contact with.
Okay. Does that puts up a does it put up a wall?
It did.
Okay. Okay. Is it there now?
Nah, it's broken.
It's broken.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So how long did you have that? How long did you have that wall?
I stayed single for 10 years.
Okay.
So
Wow.
that wall was up for 10 years. Um, it wasn't until one day because I was exhausted with living with fear. Because even though I wasn't in a relationship with them anymore, I
Mhm.
still lived in fear. I
Right.
couldn't understand why I was always being hurt.
Yeah.
And, I was
Yeah.
crying in my bed one day and I walked to my restroom and I just looked in the mirror at myself and I said, Lord, what is my purpose? Why
Yeah.
am I here?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
tired of being hurt.
Right.
And like they say, be careful what you ask for because he answered.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wow. You've been through so much. I mean,
Mm,
but you recovered. You recovered. You came back, and you're strong. You're doing good. I mean, you're doing excellent. Jackie Bauer says she definitely feels your pain. She said she was in the same situation like that when she was younger. So there are some people here that can, understand and comprehend what you're saying.
mm.
Uh, Hello to you, Christopher Watford. Watford? Yeah, I think that's it.
Krista Walford. Hi, love. That's my sister.
Hello, sister.
Yes.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming in on the DHall People Show. Um, you made it through.
Mhm,
You're growing now.
mhm.
Uh, what could you tell somebody right now that's maybe in a situation to help them to get them out of that situation?
There's a lot that can be said to help him because the one thing you do have to be careful. Number one is not to tell your abuser that you're going to leave.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, figure out a plan on how to leave.
Hmm.
But also know that you are worth more than the bruises. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you, my skin look a whole lot better without those marks. You
Amen.
know, you have to realize even when you have children, what do you want for your children? What message are you wanting to sit over to your children? Because I was that mother that had to sit back and say, I'm sorry.
Right.
I would never have you see mommy done like that again.
I know that's right. Amen. I know that's right.
And I've kept my promise.
Well, you did well. You did very well. Mr. Dickerson says, this is deep. She is blessed and highly favored by God. She has to go through this to help others.
And that's
We
why
got
I
to,
feel like that was my answer to where he
yeah,
says, when I questioned him and asked him what was my purpose, because it goes a lot deeper. Because I have helped other women escape from abuse. Even to the point of throwing my work badge at my supervisor, and because the father threatened to kill the kids and pulling her in the car, going out there, kicking down the door, and saying, "Give me the kids now." That's how deep and more as passionate as I am about this. And I have to pray each time. It goes real deep. It's really deep, and a lot of people, are not educated about this. And this even goes for doctors. It goes for police officers. It goes for counselors, and it also goes for CPS workers.
mm, mm. Oh, um, your sister says, thanks for having me. That's my sis. She's so strong, such an inspiration and motivation to everyone. Yeah. Wow, this is
Thank you.
truly are. You truly are. I mean, I'm glad to have you on because we need for the people to hear this on a Thursday night and every night that's possible.
Mhm,
For the people to hear uh, not only your story but a lot more stories
mhm,
from other people also. But you're here tonight, and I hope everybody's listening to what she's saying, what happened, and how she overcome, and what she's doing now, because there's some evil people in this world.
mhm,
There are some mighty evil people, and they are living among us every day. And you just a over, you're just an overachiever, and I'm glad to have you in my presence. Um, let's talk a little bit about, you published a book,
mhm,
2014.
mhm.
Uh, you got an award for it. What inspired you to write that book?
Believe it or not, I never thought I was going to be a published author. I mean, as a child, I walked around with a pen and paper, always writing, you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
But it was Mr. DeBard that pushed me to do it because I
Yeah.
was doing Thought for the Days at first, and I would erase them, and
Hmm.
I never knew what kind of effect it was because I felt like it was just a place for me to
Hmm.
hide on
Hmm.
Facebook. But when I deactivated my page, that's when I started getting emails and calls like, "Where are you at? We look at your posts every day," and I'm like, "What?"
Hmm.
You know. So the actual book that supposed to came out, God was letting me know it was not time.
Hmm.
So this book that was brought out in 2014, I see what he was doing in my
Hmm.
purpose, and it's a true existence in a poetic style. And it Amazon editors chose it as the best book of the year, and it won 3 awards. I had people come back, and I was just shocked because it was people. Your book actually helped me. Your book is helping me. It helped
Great.
me to escape.
Good. 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 Can if somebody wanted to get that book, how do they go about getting it?
It's on Amazon, and you just had
Okay.
to put in, The Unspoken Heart. Both books probably come up because there is part one and part two.
Okay. A two part to it. Okay. Then spoken heart. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That's yeah. All right.
And you
Got it.
can't get two without one because in order to feel the growth in part two in the love, you got to get part one because that's where the pain started.
Right. That's where the pain started. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. Um. Wow. Man, we're moving right along. This is really good. It's great. I like this podcasting. Let's talk about
Mhm.
that a little bit. Um. Wow. What made you want to do podcasting?
Once again, God put people in front of me that just seen things in me that I didn't even see. And it actually was a disc jockey from 1480 KSHL. Um, he had me on his show one time, and he just like, "Spice, you got the radio voice," and I'm like, "Boy, I got a raspy voice. There ain't nothing radio about me." But he's like, "No, you need to really think about doing this." He said, The way you speak, the things that you're
Yeah.
speaking about, you could actually reach people across the world." So,
Yeah.
I prayed about it, and yeah, we 4 years strong. I started alone. Now I got me a host, Dwight Robinson. I got a co-host, assistant co-host,
Yeah. You got a good
and
show.
motivational speakers.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got a great show. I was on
Yeah.
there
Thank you.
a couple, but I guess about a month and a half ago. It was a good,
Yeah.
it's really, really a nice show, y'all. You
Thank
need to check it
you.
out. I can't watch it all sometimes, but I watch a little bit, and because I'm doing my mess also, but I peep in every now and then. Check it out. Great show. Um, and you've been doing it for how long? How long you been doing it for now?
It actually is 4 months in
Okay.
November. For 4 years.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
4 years.
4 months. 4 years.
I said, wait, what did it say? Wait a minute.
Yes, 4 years. Because, like I
Okay.
said, I started off by myself, and then the first one came on. I wanted to have a male's perspective on, and we've been friends for years. And I like the way he brought his word in and his opinion. So Dwight Robinson was the first one. So he's I'm the founder and CEO. He's the host.
Yeah, Laquetta, Laquetta Smith. She says she's gonna check your book out. Glad to see
Thank
you. Thank you for
you.
coming on, Laquetta. I see you. Thank you for stopping in. She's gonna check your book out and all that good stuff. Uh, Latasha Stalling. Hello to you.
Hey, honey. She's one of my motivational speakers on the show.
Hey, what's happening? How you doing? Glad you can stop in. Because you do a lot of different topics on your show,
Mhm.
and how do you come up with your topics? Because you do real good topics over there. How you come up with
Well, the foundation of it is domestic violence,
Okay. Yeah.
but I didn't want to like I don't want to say bore people every day,
Right.
every week. So there are people that started reaching out to me, and we do fighting for justice, getting the word out there. We also come up with topics to where, we just think about real life and doing real talk. Real life
Okay. Yeah.
situations that go
That's good.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you say, by you podcasting, that it has opened up a lot of doors for people to come in and talk a lot? Would you say that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It does. It's opened up a lot of doors. It really does. Um, Going back to the violence, domestic violence. What's the main goal? Your main goal for the people that don't know about it. What would you say? What would you say to them? The main goal of it all.
The main goal is just like just to say, you know, you're too valuable to be done. Like God didn't put us on this earth to be destroyed like this.
Right.
The fighting has been going on too long, but that's why with my logo I have the man and the woman holding hands. We
Mhm.
want to bring everyone together in unity and love on each other,
Mhm.
support each other, uplift each other, not hurt one another.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But we also got to remember we have children for the future that we got to set examples for.
That's right. That's right. Because I don't believe that we are put here to be in a rage of violence
Mhm.
among each other. Uh, you know, that's not what we're here for. I don't. But you got evil people in this world,
Mhm.
and there's always going to be that
Mhm.
somewhere. It may be all across the sea somewhere, but it's just evil people.
Mhm.
People don't care, and that's how they are. They want to rule everything. They want to just take over.
Yeah.
But we got to keep going. We God's children. God's children keep moving on. They don't stop, do they?
Yeah, that's true.
God's children. Um, yeah, you got when your next show coming on? I know it's coming on
Well,
when.
actually, this Saturday we come back. We did a test run for the month of October, so I could finish my for the month of September, so I could finish my third book, which is actually my childhood memoirs. And we're
Okay.
actually done, and I thank God because we released it in the right month. But we introduced a new part of the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour, which is grown men talking, and it's
Okay.
a platform of just men, and got great reviews. So we keeping it on. We're just gonna alternate back and forth.
There
But
you
it's
go.
every Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'm gonna read a little bit of what Tyrone said. He says, "You was chosen for this impossible mission. That's what you were chosen for this. Chosen to not only go through what she did, but survived it as well." Uh, you know, he's got a great big paragraph. I just wanted to read a little bit of it there.
And, I think about too, like what he's saying. Uh, I see it the same way because I don't question my father at all,
Mhm.
but I see it as he had to allow me to go through that in order to form me and mold me in for his purpose
Right.
and the purpose to help other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the ones that and I realized, from the shelter when they followed me down to Austin, Texas, to speak in front of a panel of judges to fight for them,
Yeah.
you know, that you know they listen to the ones that's been there
Yeah.
and came out because they actually know exactly what how I feel.
Yeah. Gotcha. Jackie Bauer says, "Oh, what? First of all, your sister Crystal says we are worth better than abused. That's right.
We
We
are.
are. We are. I agree with that. I definitely agree that. Um, Jackie Bauer says, if we stand together, we will be powerful together.
Exactly. And I
100.
believe in that and I stand with her on that because,
Yeah.
not, I'm not pulling a race card, but even as the African American community, if we sit back and think everything we already been through,
Yeah.
enough is enough. There
Yeah.
comes a point in time to where we need to start loving on each other, standing with each other and holding each other's hand.
That's right. That's
And
right.
that's when the fist is more powerful.
Yeah. Exactly. You're right. We need to do that, and we can do that if we
Oh
get the
yeah, we
mind right.
can.
We can do
We-
it. We can do
Yeah.
it.
Get our
I
mind
mean,
and hearts right.
that's right. Amen. All right, and put God first. Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
always.
Always, always. Tyrone said he needs to write. He need to write him a book.
Yes, you have a story that could also help somebody else. You never know.
That's right. You never
I
know.
encourage anybody to publish a book. You never know who you help because I didn't know I was going to help people.
Right.
And to
Yeah.
see the multitude of women and men, because it's just, I mean, believe it or not, more men bought my book than women.
Mm,
And to see the
mm,
multitude of how you could actually reach out and make a difference,
yeah.
it feels like a great blessing because
Yeah.
on top of that, I know some people think I'm crazy, but I also, give community service. And in the
Mm,
community service, the judges, refer them over to me from that list to where even if they've done assault and battery, domestic violence, I'm here to say, okay, this is how it is, how I feel, but I also want to see why are you doing this? What makes you angry?
mm, mm.
And
Good.
sometimes, like people don't understand, they're quick to write off, a abuser, but you never know what their story is because
Yeah.
there's some scars and wounds there as well.
Yeah. And that's another question. I mean, what makes them do what they do?
It's a
You know.
numerous things. I
You
mean,
know.
abandonment from mother, they could have been SA, they could have been beaten by a father, It's a numerous of things.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, because see, there's something, as you said, those things right there are part of why they do what they do, what they shouldn't do it
Mm,
anyway. But it's just, I guess just their
mhm.
reasoning for doing what
Yeah, and
they
it's
do.
also a way for them to gain control.
Uh huh.
That's why when I give my meditational coaches, I teach everyone gain control over your own emotions. Don't allow nobody to control your emotions and your thoughts. You gain control. Listening to negativity and things that are not of you, that you feed your mind and your heart. So you allowing that person to control you. You take control.
That's right. That's right. Because that's what people want. Some people like to do, control other people, right here, and that's that's terrible. That's terrible. Crystal says spicy is the support that God has blessed us with. She's helping us in many ways. She's definitely the change we need to see. Continue to keep soaring, sis. God got you all the way.
Thank you.
Amen.
But
Amen.
at the same time, it takes a village.
Yes. Yes.
One
Yes.
voice alone can't make the grounds break apart.
Yeah.
If we want to break, if we say we're going to break the generational chain of abuse, we all got to make a sound. All got to make a roar.
That's
We
right.
all got to stand together.
That's right. Wonderful. Wow. I mean, I hope y'all enjoyed this tonight because we've learned a lot about this domestic violence through her. She's went through something, and she shared that tonight in these few minutes that we have been on the air. And I appreciate her for coming up here and being a part of this program because I knew it was going to be juicy. I knew it was. I knew it was. I knew it was going to be good, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's all about what we talked about, the domestic violence, and and learning about it and understanding what's going on. And I think that a lot of us tonight learned a lot in the last 30 to 40 minutes here on this program. Uh, and I want to say thank you. I hope to get you back on, in up and coming
Anytime.
year 2024. I'm already in the November already with my guests, so I'm
I don't
rolling
rush it yet because November 14th, my birthday. I'm not rushing. Don't rush it. But October is our domestic violence month. So,
Yeah.
we go wholeheartedly out for October domestic violence month. But just remember, October is not the only month that somebody's getting beaten or
Oh
killed.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. There's 12 months in a year, and
Mhm.
it happens anytime.
Every
You
3 minutes.
Yeah, at any time. Any questions for me?
Not for me.
Hell no. I got no questions for you. I Before I go, I want to say hello to everybody. I may not have seen everybody tonight, but I want to thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for joining us. I don't know who. Sometimes I can't see everybody, so
Mhm.
please forgive me. I don't like to overlook anybody. I like to say hello and recognize people. Um, Let me ask you this one more thing.
Mm.
What does the D Hall People Show and the J York Productions mean to you?
To me, it means strength, it means outspokenness, and it means unity.
There you go. I couldn't have said it no better myself. I want to say, Spicy, I thank you for coming on and being a part of the program tonight.
Thank you for having
Uh,
me.
I mean, it was really, it educated me on a lot of different things that I probably did or didn't know about. So, and I appreciate you coming on, and I hope everybody understand what she was saying tonight about what went down and how things were and how things got better for her.
And if you don't mind, I would like to,
Sure.
because it could be somebody out there that's actually watching that may need. If you do know someone that's being, harmed or you're being harmed and you try to get away, there is a national domestic violence hotline, and that's 800-799-SAFE.
Thank you, thank you. And how can these nice people that's watching us tonight, how can they follow you?
They can find me on Facebook. Uh, for 30 days to be under the Heart and Heart. It'll be back at Spicy Gray.
Okay.
And on Instagram is also the Unspoken Heart. I'm on TikTok because that's how we met.
Right. 100.
And also, if you want any information or you have donations, you can email me at the Unspoken Heart. You got to put the Unspoken Heart 70 at AOL.com.
Right. Okay. Well, look, I appreciate you coming on. It was great to have you on, and if anything that we and Jay can do to help you or whatever, we'll be glad to do it.
Appreciate it.
All right. You have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Now. Wow. Now I got myself all hooked up in here. Let me get out of here. There we go. All right. There we go. Thank y'all. Great show tonight. Thank her for coming on. She's truly is a survivor, a winner, shall I say. Look, we'll be back Sunday. We'll see. No, wait a minute. I'll be back Monday. I'm sorry. I'll be back Monday at 8 o'clock. I usually come on Sunday, but got some little things going on, and I got to handle that. But I'll be back Monday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Yolanda Robertson. Wow, empowerment specialist. I'll be talking with her. Joe Fraser Jr. promotions, all that good stuff. Other things that she do also. So, look, we'll see you. We'll see you Monday. Make sure you come back 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you. Thank y'all once again. Me and Jay, we appreciate y'all, man. We'll catch you next time. Thank you.
You are in the mix with DHall and the People's Show.
Coming to us out of studio today in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. He stands next to his world-famous producer, Jay. He is the number one, undisputed, top talk show host on the air today. The voice of the people show. Ladies and gentlemen, here is DHall.
You are in the mix with DHall and the People's Show.
What can I say? I appreciate y'all guys for coming in.
DJ York Production.